What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Hoo-ha, bing, bang, bing, dong, da-ding-a-ding, whoop, whoop. Is that Satchmo again?
Oh, I hope so, man. And next week, Mike, you know what to do.
It's a Satch attack. He's back.
That was not bad. I thought that was actually maybe your best.
I didn't really have anything planned. It's only episode 299. You don't really have to worry about it until...
Wait. The next one is 300?
Yeah, Mike's got... And thankfully, it's Mike.
All right.
So just don't let us down on episode 300.
Never.
It needs to be worthy of that milestone.
That's up to Owl. Can't wait to see the surprises.
I don't think there's going to be any surprises.
Yeah.
Would you rather? What's the difference? And we are drafting things that are sticky on today's episode. So
sticky, yicky.
That will be great.
Sticky.
I'm so glad I have the number one pick.
Of course. Oh, it's what a draft.
It's really important on today's draft. We've got Al Borland in the building, Papa Josh, the Falcon. They're all sitting in here. And, very happy to have them with us.
Happy to be here.
We are going to kick it off, but first I want to remind you, SpitballersPod.com, you can do us a favor by leaving us a review following the show, wherever you're listening. And then, of course, go to X at SpitballersPod if you want to follow us there and find out everything we're doing, everything going on. Let's go ahead and kick it off.
Would you rather?
Would you rather question from Stefan on Patreon says, would you rather only be able to travel by horseback or have to use traditional mail for all communication?
For all communication? We gotta have like some limits on all communication. I mean, that's like talking.
No, I think the implication here is anything from a distance.
No emails, no text.
Okay, that is the limit I needed.
It seems like an impossible situation to overcome. But the other one is you have to ride horseback everywhere.
Horseback everywhere, but then your phone calls are out, texts are out.
Right.
Traditional mail, you're not overnighting it. You got to send. It's traditional mail.
So the mail is also horseback.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, it's just you don't get to rush it.
Andy, I wonder if you have this too, but like a strange romanticized version of what it was like when you like imagine that world where there's no cars and everyone is to get around. If you're going a long distance, you got to hoof it or you got to ride a horse, and there's something that sounds pretty good about that.
I can't believe you said that, because yesterday on the drive home from work, in the distance was a billowing smoke. Okay. And
like something was on fire?
Like something was on fire in the distance. And I literally did the exercise in my brain of like, what if this was an old dirt road and I was on a horseback and I saw smoke off in the distance and I was traveling from town to, like I literally went into the what if I was 200 years ago and how much slower life is and how if you want to go and get some food. Is like
better bring the gun.
Say goodbye to your family in the morning. Right, get the horses in the buggy and go on a trip that might involve a camping sleep for a couple times, and then you get there and you try to get what you need. Like there is no.
I would imagine in horsey time that things were closer. They're not gonna be like, hey, the nearest saloon is 50 miles away.
No.
I mean, between cities, but within your city or your village or whatever.
That's not how the Wild West worked. I mean, when you were. Yes, once something is established, but as you progress across the country, like towns it was a long time to go. Like I just read a book about people that they'd have to travel to go get the time once a week The town the town has to travel to go to the Naval Academy by horse.
And then they just forgot again? They're just like,
what? 12:15?
No.
Ah, crap.
No, because you got to set your watch by the official time.
Okay.
You bring one watch back. There's no
guess-
digital. I mean, you guys are acting like there's a way to get it.
But no, the point is, like, if you've got a watch, why doesn't it just keep telling the time?
Because watches break. And,
if your watch died, I mean, if you forget to wind your watch, you're not going to know what time it was.
And they eventually, so they go to verify it once a week. Like, point being, I literally put myself in that spot of like, and I don't know if it was because we were so busy with work, all this stuff going on, but I've had this practice now where I'll just turn the radio, I'll turn everything off. My entire drive is dead silent. And it's like a treat.
You're just raw dogging the drive.
Yeah, raw dog that drive.
New record.
And back then, there's a good comedian that has a bit on this about mindfulness didn't exist when they were growing up. They're like, if I went to the bathroom, I just went to the bathroom. Mindfulness. They're like, if I stayed in line, I just waited in line. Mindfulness. Because you didn't get the chance to be distracted all the time.
Right.
So, I mean, horseback. I'm taking horseback. I want it to take a while to get to where I'm going. That one, I'm going to really want to go there. It's not on a whim.
Yeah.
I really, really want to get there because I'm going to travel for 2 days. 2, I'm a cowboy.
3,
a little bit.
You're bow-legged. Did you stop and think about that?
Eventually.
Now you walk like.
But everybody is.
Yeah. If
Wait, this is an everybody thing?
If we're all overweight, are you overweight, Jay?
No, I guess not.
You're
that's
You're the weight.
I'm the weight. Wow, that's really true.
I am weight.
Have you thought about that as an alternative weight loss strategy?
I guess I didn't. I thought this was only for us, not for everybody. So this is the world has to travel by horseback?
I don't know. That's how I was imagining it. And then you got me thinking, Andy, of you got to go out, right? And we're so connected. And I've talked about this on the show before of like if my wife goes out to run errands and I call her and she doesn't answer the phone the first time, I immediately think that she has been in a car crash. She's been like some catastrophe has happened because I can't get a hold of her immediately. When you had to go out like this and you say, I'll be back in 3 days' time, what is the overage before you start to actually get concerned? Because it's got to be like a week.
Yeah, if you take just 25% longer, that's a whole nother day. That's and then if you're
and you sit at home and you're like,
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, well, if they don't, I'll never know.
If this is for everybody and it's not just for myself, it's like the world either travels by horseback or all communication goes back in time and it's snail mail. I am definitely taking the communication because I think that would be so good for society to stop with the instant communication.
You know what? I was
okay.
It's perfect that you said that because I wanted to pull this up. I remembered this from a long time ago, and this was kind of validated. A person today is exposed to as much information in one single day than someone born in the 15th century would be exposed to in their entire lifetime.
That is,
and we wonder why we're broken.
Too much.
But we're not meant to have. We need stuff to come slow and correctly, as opposed to fast and incorrectly.
Yeah. Now this is old man time.
Yeah.
I hate.
Well, we're old
get
men
off
right
my lawn.
We're old men here. Oh man, this feels so old. What I'm about to say.
Oh man, Jay.
Oh. But do you remember the excitement of getting a letter in the mail?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like that was the only way you got.
Yes.
It's also called just getting a letter. Like we were the age where it's like I had a friend.
It's still called
getting
a letter.
Friend that went to California for the summer, and we wrote.
Oh, you pen pal.
We pen pal.
No text.
No, there was no text.
No.
It was just you wrote a letter, you sent it, and then you wait a week, and every day you go to the mailbox like, maybe I've got a letter back. Nah. Maybe I got a letter back. Nah. I got a golden ticket.
We might need a button for this show that is like the old man button, but you're right. I mean that you can't get that back either. There's certain what was awesome?
Toothpaste is out.
What was awesome for me growing up was I'd go out, I'd wake up, I'd go out in the freezing cold to get the newspaper to find out if my team won.
Define freezing cold.
Yeah.
Arizona, 40s, whatever.
Oh, good Lord, man. 40s?
And because I needed to know if the home team won, and there wasn't a way to know that. The paper was the only way to know who won the game if you missed it.
Now, when I described something, the letter, it was like, that was cool. It was nostalgic. We can't get that back. You chose in your example to be like, it's freezing outside. I want to go back where I had to.
It was uphill both ways to go get that paper.
It's like the Blockbuster stuff. You can get a movie, any show instantaneously, so the anticipation of receiving it goes down. It's not as fun. But if you went to Blockbuster and you browsed all the movies, you went and paid, you brought it home, and then you have to watch it within a couple days, it's an event. You don't get that back.
Right.
You don't get it back.
I know, but it's...
Horse for me, Mike. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm riding a horse, brother.
All right.
I'll take communication.
Jules from X writes in, would you rather swim in an overly chlorinated pool without goggles? Oh, that's not a good time.
Like a public pool?
Yeah, right. Or a water park.
One of those hotel pools.
Oh, man.
Those things are outrageous. They're outrageous when you walk in the lobby of one of those places and you smell it and it's like...
Yeah. Is there no limit to how much you're allowed to put in?
I think at a hotel there is law of how much you have to put in.
Now,
they're like, somebody got sued once for bacteria, and they're like, we're not letting that happen again.
I don't think there's water in it. I think it's just chlorine.
You're swimming in chlorine?
You're just swimming in pure chlorine.
everyone has a weird smell that they like.
You're into chlorine?
Dude, the closed room hotel pool. Chlorine is.
Come on, you're into that?
There's something about it, man.
Oh my gosh.
It's really weird, but that chlorine, it smells so clean.
Oh my! See, I like gasoline, so
there's no viruses.
Jason, what?
And I like my farts, so
All
you know.
Who amongst us?
So,
Josh,
I didn't even
you're
get
with me? Yeah, see, okay.
Oh, my
At
gosh.
least I'm not a...
Jason, do you like a...
I'm not
like
1
a-
in 6 weird.
Do you like a permanent marker?
No, I don't. I don't think I've got.
You don't got like any of those smells?
I think a tire.
What about
shop,
a Windex? You like a good Windex?
Well, tires rubber is...
Yeah.
Like, but that's also like a new shoe, which, oh, man.
I didn't even get to the second half of this. Would you rather swim in
Yeah,
the
sorry.
pool that Mike talked about
Oh.
without goggles? Now, that's going to come with a cost. I mean,
Yeah.
quickly. Or wash a paper cutout with lemon juice.
Well, this is an easy one.
Did you know? You ever heard about eyelids?
Yeah. I was gonna say I literally don't swim with goggles usually. I mean, that's my default swimming, and I don't open my eyes under the water.
Yeah, I don't. That's a young man's game.
Yeah, I don't do it. Oh, I never did. I never did it even when I was a kid.
Oh, man.
No goggles?
I swim blind.
That is living.
Wait, you close your eyes?
I close my eyes.
Oh, that's
and
weird.
and
I know
swim blind.
people like you. They're weird.
Do you still open your eyes in the pool?
100%.
Oh, I can't. I cannot do it anymore.
Really? Well, look, if it's chlorinated,
Which is a pool.
Yeah,
no, I
it
know,
is.
but some pools are way less chlorinated because they're a salt cell pool.
Okay.
Or, you don't need as much to maintain it. I grew up with a pool that almost had no chlorine in it, and so I always swim with my eyes open. Then now I've grown up, have a chlorinated pool. It wrecks you in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful.
In this question, though, you're opening your eyes underwater.
Oh, okay.
I don't
So-
think I can. I literally, my body won't let me. It's the weirdest thing, man. I can't get myself, like when I was a kid, I could not get myself to
But you
trust
have
that I
an
can.
eye thing, though, right? Like you couldn't do contacts.
Right. I can't touch
Okay.
my eyeball. And something about,
That makes
like,
sense.
I don't believe that I'm allowed to open my eyes underwater. Like the water's going to get into my eyeballs. Like, I don't know. But I genuinely don't know if I could go, like, if you gave me $100 and you said, here's a Benjamin, you put it on the table and you said, you get that. All you got to do, go in your pool. It's nice out. Go underwater, open your eyes, and I will give you this $100.
And you can't.
Jason's-
I want that $100.
Jason's version, if he went on Fear Factor, it would be the most basic stuff under this. It would be like, all right, for this one, Jason Moore is going to attempt to get a standard IV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he got his IV. And then it's like,
Now
be
he
in a-
has to return something at Target.
It's like for his final challenge, this encased spider will just sit here
This
and do absolutely nothing while you stand and watch.
He has to be in a room with one completely encaged non-venomous
I couldn't do it.
spider.
I couldn't do it.
Like, it's just a steel box. You can't even steal the spider. They're just like, it's in there.
You can't even see it, and you still don't do it.
Man, you guys are creeping me out. That sounds awful. I'm not even joking, though. That sounds really terrible. But yeah, I don't think I can open my eyes underwater. So I'm gonna literally be washing them. Paper cut.
I'll wash the paper cut.
Yeah, the paper cut, that'll sting like the
It's
dickens.
such a small area.
It'll go away fast.
You can do anything to a small paper
It's
cut
like
area for a while.
this is wasabi.
yeah, just
Wasabi's gonna burn, but then it's over.
I mean, it's like like putting the peroxide on a cut.
sure.
It's really like, this is gonna hurt real bad.
That's true.
That's also
That's actually
like
a really good point. You
Which I've
wipe an
heard-
alcohol.
that's a very
I
old
don't-
man thing because they just
I don't think
say
you're supposed to do that
they
anymore.
say don't do that.
Yeah,
That's like out.
What about just like an alcohol wipe?
That's fine.
Yeah, like you.
But
to clean it.
peroxide
Yeah, to
is like
just clean it.
corrosive to some degree, so I think it slows the healing down.
see, I always thought the bubbling was the bad stuff leaving my body.
Yeah, that means it's working.
Yeah.
I have a
why it
fun
hurts so
story
much.
because I was having an earache or some kind of ear problem, and somewhere in the grapevine 20 years ago, it was probably about 15 years ago because I was married, and someone told me that you should like put hydrogen peroxide in your ear.
Oh,
Oh.
I did it every single.
So my wife, I lay down sideways, she puts it in my ear. That's the only time in my life that while I'm not moving in any capacity, the entire room was spinning in circles.
Really?
Just
Oh, your
the
equilibrium
room,
went.
The room was spinning without moving.
That's crazy.
The whole room. Like
when I was growing up, my Mama Moore, she would clean out my ears with hydrogen peroxide every week.
she must have distilled that thing with water or something.
Oh no! I mean, it's straight out of the brown thing right into the cap, and then
Really?
into my ear. Yeah, and then it made all the sparkling noises.
Oh.
So your room didn't spin.
No, but I think is this like one of those "did you eat paint chips as a kid" situations?
Hydrogen peroxide, while effectively killing bacteria, damages surrounding healthy tissue, potentially slowing the healing process. So it's better soap and water and an ointment. So just a little PSA out there, people.
I heard an anointment. So like,
You also want to be anointed.
if you get knighted, your wounds shall heal.
I was anointed often when I got cuts and they went away.
Hmm.
I didn't see. Al Borland had just shared the information about hydrogen peroxide, and I missed it.
Yes. Apparently it's not good anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the leeches.
Back in my
Yeah, I was going to
day.
say, we did leeches too, and eventually we graduate. So,
We're like, those dummies with their leeches, give me the hydrogen peroxide.
yes, this is why.
That's
Right.
so
You know what?
funny.
We
This
know
is
for the cut, just why don't you hold it open while you pour it in to make sure I get all
Yes,
the bacteria.
We're old men, but you know what? We should learn that we know nothing.
Yep.
We should be humble enough to know that everything we say dogmatically today is probably going to change. Do you remember the food?
At least some of
you
it.
remember the food pyramid?
Oh yeah,
Aha!
that's upside down now.
All right, Bethany from the website. Would you rather miss your child's first steps? Oh. Or miss watching the Super Bowl in which your team wins? Okay.
Now, I don't have
Red alert.
I don't have the number, but I would be curious of like how many children do both parents see the
Witness
first step?
that?
Yeah. That feels like something that is usually just one parent.
I feel like
And if you're lucky, both of them see it.
that milestone and the first word are pushed upon us as though if you miss it, it's devastating.
Right.
And I never had that thought. Like
Is that because they're going to keep walking and keep talking?
that would be why. Like if she says to me, if my wife called and said he took his first step, I'll be like, oh, cool. I'm coming home later. I'm going to get to see that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be like and his second step and his third
Right.
step and his
You
fourth
missed it.
step.
He's done.
Yeah.
He said this
That's
is
so
it.
funny, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. It's like if it was, do you want to miss your child's only word? Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I would. That would matter a lot. But
Right.
only he's going to say one word,
you want to be there for
whatever it is. It's his final word.
that? So I think here's.
Spider.
Yeah.
I think I was there for the first steps of my children,
All of them.
but I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't know, man. I have kids. I've gone through this, so I don't care, man. Give me
I was-
that Super Bowl.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think back of did I see them and I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was there for the first poop on the little potty.
Yeah.
There's-
the
That's
BMs.
the moment I wanted to be there for.
There's no chance I missed all 3 of my kids' first steps, and I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Now, did your twins do it at the exact same moment? So you had to like divert your eyes or like cross-eyed or something, or?
Oh no. My daughter was,
the winner.
she was. Well, I mean, she was rambunctious versus calm, and so she needed to be on the move.
So let me ask you this. So Jason doesn't remember the steps. Andy, you don't?
I don't remember.
Deucers, is anyone, if you have children?
I do.
Because
do you
he's got
remember it?
one of them.
I do remember. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Just have
Easier to
one.
remember.
What do you remember more, the steps or the couple Green Bay Packers Super Bowls that you have watched?
Don't make me say
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm picking the sports team.
yeah, baby.
I mean, come on.
Watch this.
My kid's still walking.
Now, what if you were if you're at the Super Bowl and you miss the steps? Is that
Worse?
No,
Yeah.
that's way better.
Okay?
That
All
because
right.
Good
I-
reason.
Yeah, because
so
I don't,
you got to go.
I don't even care.
No, the math says no matter what I miss when I go to the
Can I
Super Bowl, I
change
got to
this
do
question?
Yeah, sure.
What if
it. No, it's a sacred question. Don't do it.
what if it was a different dilemma and it had to do with the birth of your child?
Yeah.
But you do make the birth, but you make it by a minute. Like you dive into the room, you make the birth,
Okay, so
but you're not there.
But you
to
missed
help
all the
the
labor.
rest.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still there, man. If I made it, I made it.
Oh,
You know
so
what
you're
I mean?
saying you do the Super
Oh,
Bowl?
absolutely, absolutely. Now, if I miss, if you're saying I am gone because I had to travel. I mean, this I'm sure has happened to someone where it's like the Super Bowl is in Miami and the wife is pregnant. And
Right.
it's like we
Couple
were talking
weeks
about it. Yeah, a
out.
couple weeks out, and then you travel and you go out of state, and then all of a sudden, labor says it's today, and
Labor says what?
and then imagine you're there and you've already flown to Miami. And the Super Bowl's in Miami, and it's
You messed
it's that
up
day.
going. You messed up going.
But
Now,
you-
I
you-
can get
you
home.
you need to enjoy the game.
I can get home in an hour flight, let's say,
Okay.
Okay.
and your wife sends you a link. She's like, here's a ticket
You better go.
to the game.
I don't think the FaceTime labor is like a big thing.
The great news is your child won't remember that you weren't there.
Yeah, but your wife will.
I know. You got to go
Now,
back.
see, to get back into old man talk, the husbands used to just chill in the waiting room while it all happened.
They weren't allowed in.
Yeah, they weren't. They'd smoke in the waiting room. While,
smoking
that's
room.
not a joke.
I know.
And you know how much
In the hospital.
in the hospital waiting room? Again,
Yeah.
things are changing. We're gonna say we did something wrong.
What do you think we do today that is
Oh,
insanely
Social
stupid?
media
Oh, that's a good one.
will be
just don't-
gone.
I don't
it will
think
be
it'll-
annihilated.
I don't think it'll be able to go.
We'll look back and there will be like 2 generations that were destroyed, and we'll look back in 100 years and go, those were the 2 that were broken by social
I
media.
always thought it was braces. Like this generation, this
Sure.
era takes metal and cement in your mouth and breaks your bones so that you can look a certain
so you
way.
look aesthetically pleasing.
Right. I was like, I think people will look back hundreds of years from now and be like,
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Maybe the
Yeah,
metal,
we're-
maybe the metal and the cement, but at least with braces, it's better for your health.
For your as
Like
long-
it fixes
if
your health.
bite. If your
Yeah.
bite
so
is,
we think.
talk to
Yeah.
old one tooth over there.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you think, Mike? Can you think of anything we do today that's just like
Oh, AI. Boys, I like
Well, that's-
like your optimism of 100 years from now. That's cute.
if there was 100 years from
Yeah,
now?
we're toast.
All right. We'll take. We got break time. Did we
Yeah,
take a break already?
We got
We have
break
not.
time.
Oh, I
Let's-
couldn't remember.
Let's take a break.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Rocket Money. Can you name every single subscription you have? I know I can't name all of mine, and I'm not alone. I just learned that over 74% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. With Rocket Money, I don't have to remember every subscription or worry about forgetting any because I can see them all laid out right in front of me. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all the subscriptions in one place. Know exactly where the money is going. I love Rocket Money. I was a user of Rocket Money long before they were even a supporter of this podcast. It is a fantastic service. It really helps me pay attention, keep up to date with my finances. And again, those subscriptions, maybe you have a subscription you got to cancel and you don't really want to do it. Rocket Money will do it for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things that you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/ballers. That's rocketmoney.com/ballers. rocketmoney.com/ballers.
What's the difference between me and you?
All right, we are looking at what's the difference. As it's our job to settle some debates. What is the difference between a bistro, a cafe, and a diner? This is a great question. A bistro feels foreign to me.
A bistro feels like a fancier.
Do we have bistros in America?
You can have bistros in America if they are international.
If they're foreign
like,
owned?
you can have like a French bistro.
Are they all French?
Of course
I
they
think
are,
they're
right?
all French.
Okay, all right.
A bistro is French.
That's I've come to the expert.
Hola. A cafe and a diner. A diner, I feel like, must be within a certain amount of yards from a major interstate.
Right, that's fair.
That's how it feels to me.
And it used to be it had to be in a boxcar.
Right, also true.
Really?
Yeah.
A diner?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it used to be in a boxcar.
What?
If he said it, it's true. It's in a
what-
boxcar near the
does that
highway.
mean?
I don't know.
Okay. So you don't know what he's saying?
I have no
Now I
idea.
go look something
What is
up.
like? Wait,
Were you saying
when
like
you
a
say
dining-
boxcar, are you
you
talking
mean like a
a
train?
train?
Yeah,
Like a
that's-
dining car on a train. You
Why?
think that's where it came from?
If you search Boxcar Diner right now, there you can see a link that says why so many diners look like train cars.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's not what that
I
was.
think it might have something to do with like the dining car because
Right.
in a train
There's a
there's a
dining
dining car and then they kind of just went with that in the shape of
I did not
was,
know that.
was a smaller. It looked like a dining car.
What's a cafe to you? Does it serve dinner?
A cafe
no,
has
no,
no dinner.
absolutely not.
No.
Breakfast items only.
Oh, lunch cafe too.
Yeah, I feel like
With-
a
they got
cafe.
that
Yeah,
a sandwich. Okay.
A cafe does not have a
They got
full,
good breakfasts.
A cafe does not have a full kitchen. You know what I mean? They can't make all the meals. They're like, they
Is there a
can,
bar in a cafe?
No.
no
No.
way. As
But
in,
there isn't a diner.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like serving alcohol. I mean the kind
Oh.
you
You can sit at the bar.
you sit at the
Yeah,
bar with a
yeah,
newspaper
yeah, a
and a
diner
cup of
can-
coffee.
Yes, a diner.
I
Can
think they
have one
both
of those.
probably have that.
The cafe, at least a modern cafe. Yeah, they don't have a kitchen. They just have the big box. It's not a microwave, but it's now where the super heater. I don't know what they're.
Panini press.
Are you talking about like when they
convection?
Is it a convection?
Yeah.
You put it in. I mean, they're crazy because
Or no, not convection.
they heat things up in about 90 seconds.
No. Oh man.
Sounds like there's a what's the difference here of all these things you cook with. A bistro I wouldn't trust if it's not written in a script font.
Oh,
I don't feel like a
okay.
bistro can exist in a standard non-scripted font.
And they have to have burgers.
And a diner it needs to be able to have like a neon light.
Of
for
course,
nighttime.
yes, yeah. For the
Cafe
outside.
doesn't have neon.
No, because they're not open at night.
Right.
I am like really frustrated. I'm trying to figure out what this is.
You guys are making up something.
What is that device? It's driving me bonkers.
What are you
This-
talking about?
Okay, so you go to a sub place like Subway.
Yeah.
And they say, "Would you like that toasted?"
Yeah.
And
Toaster oven.
Is it? But
Yeah.
these things are like super duper toaster ovens. Your toaster oven at home,
Industrial toaster oven.
maybe industrial. I'm just saying, at
Okay.
home, your toaster oven is not doing to a sandwich
yeah.
what that thing does.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Jason's lost.
That's
It's
all they
not
have
what I'm
now.
talking about.
He's
Oh my
gone.
gosh.
Jason's gone.
What is the countertop like the it's not convection. The countertop where you can heat stuff up.
Do we have like the Jeopardy
Oh,
sound
where it's
effect here?
not hot if you touch it.
Induction.
Induction. Thank
Induction.
you. Thank you. I am sorry that sometimes something gets in my mind and I can't let it go.
What an idiot.
Induction. Thank you, Papa Josh. You've never looked more handsome.
What is the difference between a viewpoint, a perspective, and an opinion? So hypothetically, Mike, you've got a number of different viewpoints. Mike has a unique perspective on something. Mike has his own opinions. What's the difference between those?
This is a good question.
A viewpoint is not something that you need others to have or share. A viewpoint is simply...
Does it change from where you're standing?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's your point of view.
That's what I mean.
But a viewpoint is just simply, it's like an opinion that you don't need others to share, to agree with. Most people want our opinions to be agreed with, right? Like, I think an opinion is something you try to win other people over on.
Which you just gave an opinion.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Mike.
The perspective and viewpoint are very similar because they both represent, like, when you talk about a perspective, it's from where you're sitting. And when you talk about a viewpoint, it's from where you're sitting. Like, you see things differently for both than other people because they're sitting over there or they're sitting over there.
No, so I think a perspective versus a viewpoint. A viewpoint is like, this is a thing I care about in my life. Like, this is a thing I believe. But
for which one?
For a viewpoint. A viewpoint is like, this is what I believe, but that's not because of who you are. You know what I mean? But your perspective.
I don't know what you mean.
Your perspective is the reason I think this is because of what I've gone through or lived through.
The only way you can see my viewpoint or my perspective is if you stand where I'm standing when I look at the Grand Canyon. In
your shoes.
In my shoes.
You got to put on his actual shoes.
That's a viewpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how your viewpoints will merge.
Yeah. Otherwise you're just looking
You'll need a ladder.
We all have our own viewpoints, perspectives, and opinions, and they can't be an opinion can be shared. It's a shared opinion.
Oh. Okay.
You can share a whistle with a friend.
Yeah.
Can you share a perspective?
No. That's
can you
yours.
share you can have shared viewpoints, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're wearing the shoes.
A perspective. Yeah, you got to be in the shoes at the Grand Canyon.
This seems like the kind of question that you might answer with your own viewpoint or your own perspective.
I think this is the first.
It would be presumptuous of me to try to answer for you.
It's the first what's the difference where we will end it, and I will be even more confused.
And that's why I want to know what's the difference between jelly, jam, and preserves.
Okay, here we go.
These are important.
Here we go. Jelly is
seedless.
Smooth.
Yeah.
It can look gelatinous.
Yes, but it is.
This is a good one for today's draft.
They ain't no chunks.
No
chunks in
and
jelly.
You don't find real fruit in it.
No.
It might exist, but it's smooth, and you don't know it's there.
Jelly is science stuff, man. Jelly is 100%. That came from a production line.
Jam and preserves, though, those are starting to get.
We're blurring the line there.
Well, sometimes it's about the jar.
Okay.
Preserves come in a. This is not a squeeze bottle. You're not having a squeeze bottle.
Well, they'll never make it out.
Right, because it's so chunky.
Yeah.
You can squeeze bottle jam?
You could squeeze bottle jam.
I didn't know that.
Now,
I thought jam was always in a jar.
Because they when it's in the jar, does it say jam, no preserves, or does it say jelly, no preserves?
I do not know.
Both?
I think both can make the point of letting you know you're not getting stuck with preserves because I don't want to get stuck with them, and neither do you. Preserves is what you get when here's what
Wait, preserves are bad?
Is that the leftover fruit?
Preserves are basically like if there's no jelly or jam, you can preserve this toast by putting this crap on it.
I thought
that's what that means.
I thought preserves were the nice organic like.
Oh, you got chunks of fruit all up in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They might not even peel the fruit the way they should.
They just dug this thing right out of the ground.
Is it that the preserves are chewy? Where like the jam it's not smooth like jelly, but it's not chewy.
Correct. Jam is the middle ground between jelly and preserves.
Yes. That's I completely agree. That's why it can still fit in a squeeze bottle. It's hard, but it can still get there. There's no way you're putting preserves in a squeeze bottle.
No, preserves might as well be like, you want apple preserves? Step on an apple 3 times, put it in a jar.
Right.
And
you're done.
You've preserved it.
Yeah, it's over.
So like, and when something can't come out of a container, that's why you say it got jammed.
That's right.
Because it can't get jellied because jelly is smooth and it has no problem flowing out.
You cannot get jelly.
Jam can get stuck.
I've never been in a bad jelly.
No, but you've been in a traffic jam.
Yeah, not a traffic jelly.
No.
I guess traffic jelly is just, that's just
no, that's
smooth
good
sailing.
traffic.
Yeah, everyone's going at a really high rate of speed.
Okay.
All right, we figured that out. What is the difference between being hurt, injured, and wounded? Well,
This is a great question for my children.
Oh, yeah, it is important. I got to be honest. Off the cuff, wounded can only happen in a war.
Well,
yeah,
it's definitely
wounded's bad.
Wounded is.
He was wounded
it's bad.
in. I mean, you can't say, "Oh man, he played in that local rec basketball game
Right.
and was wounded."
No.
There's a musket involved.
There's some weapon
Or a cannon.
It has to be some weapon.
Can you be wounded in a home invasion?
No,
I don't think so. I think you got to be
no.
wounded in Korea.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
got to be a
It
battle.
might only be Korea.
Some kind of battle is what causes wounds.
Yeah.
Then injured is a long-term hurt. If
It
I'm
has to be diagnosable.
If I'm hurt, I won't be hurt tomorrow.
Okay.
I hurt my
okay,
toe.
let's tease that. Yeah, you hurt your toe. Yeah, if you're injured, a doctor will validate the pain. If you're hurt, a doctor might say, "Yeah, nothing's wrong with you."
Yeah,
I
take some Tylenol.
And you can't injure your feelings.
Right. You can hurt your feelings.
So it's not as maybe injured is worse. Maybe hurt is like you can't really see it.
If I
Maybe
Yes.
maybe it's an invisible injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't diagnose it. But I will say that if I hurt my toe, and then tomorrow it still hurts, turns out I actually injured my toe.
You think?
Yep.
For
yeah,
sure.
I'm with that.
Not just a baby.
No,
No.
that was an injury if it hurts 2
Okay.
days in a row.
All right. Let's take a break and let's draft.
We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. You could ditch the busy work. Instead of scheduling and screening and messaging, you can connect with candidates faster. One of the things that I love about Indeed that was really important to me as a business owner, I used to hire all the time for my old business. I had to go from place to place to place. It was so hard. Now you can leverage over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day using their matching engine, constantly learning from your preferences. So the more you use Indeed, the better it gets, all in one place. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ballers. Just go to Indeed.com/ballers right now and support our show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/ballers. Terms and conditions apply. You need to hire? You need Indeed.
All righty, it's time to draft. We are drafting things that are sticky. And let me tell you, folks, there's a lot of sticky things out there.
None of this drafting a stick nonsense.
No, things that are sticky.
That's a good dad joke, though.
Yeah.
All right. We
The Spitballers Draft.
are so ready to draft.
I knew something felt empty. There was
did.
something inside of me felt like it was. I'm not complete right now.
Thanks, Deucers, for taking over.
We got you.
Things that are sticky draft.
All right.
Now, I think that I have the number one pick. And I do think that there's something that maybe the polls, maybe the voters out there, maybe they'll give more credence to this one sticky thing that belongs at the top of the draft. But I simply don't want to take it. I think that there is one thing that I think is the most sticky.
Is the 101?
That is the 101 that I want on my team. I don't just want to draft something and pander. I want the number one sticky thing when I think of sticky things, and that is honey.
Yes, that is the 101.
I am taking honey.
Yes,
at
because it is the
101.
stickiest of all things.
It is the stickiest.
Okay, good.
It's the clear 101.
When we're done with the draft, we can talk about the thing I thought was number one that people would prefer.
What is crazy to me? I mean, it's insane. I can't there's got to be
There's
studies
no way.
done on
There's
it.
no way.
When you take a brand new let's say it's the Bear squeeze bottle of honey.
Right.
You take this thing, and it's brand new, and it's not sticky on the outside.
Don't open it.
And you put a little dollop, you open it, you unscrew it, get the cap. You put a little dollop of honey on a bun, and then you put that back, and you watch it. No honey spilled out of this cap. The next time you go and grab that honey, it's sticky.
Yep.
How?
It is. No one has ever accomplished getting honey without making the container sticky.
It's impossible. I mean, that is the 101. It was at the top of my list.
Okay, yeah. I thought maybe there were a couple other things that people might pander to, but for me, it's honey.
We're doing a sticky draft. We're really pandering to the crowd, trying to win that poll.
Always, Mike. 299 episodes of competition. All right.
Am I up? All right.
You
so
are.
you took honey. It is for sure on the list. I am going to start my draft with gum.
Gum is sticky.
It's going to be the response for everything.
Yeah,
here.
hopefully.
The thing about gum is, what is it with gum in a shoe that it becomes impossible to get off of the shoe? Like there's
right.
certain
If
places,
it's under a desk, it kind of hardens.
Yeah.
and you could just peel it off. But if it's in your shoe,
if you step on like in rocks, I mean, you might as well throw your shoe away because that is
gum is very sticky.
yeah,
And
you
some
can't-
gum is stickier than other gum.
It might as well be
Is it?
cement.
Oh, there's stickier gum.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I think sometimes gum is made to, like there's bubble gum that blows bubbles better.
And
there's regular
is that
gum.
stickier?
I think the bubble gum's stickier. That's just a random conjecture in my 40 years of experience.
Okay.
I think it's stickier gum. I don't know why.
So you're saying like if you get a piece
And
of
I don't want that checked.
you get a piece of double bubble or like some Trident.
Maybe it's just because when you blow bubbles, you want more gum, and so people who blow bubbles have more total gum. Like if you were going to blow a bunch of bubbles, you put a couple sticks in.
Yeah, you would.
And also,
Wait a minute. I was right? Al, what do you got
didn't-
here?
Oh no, you didn't.
No,
want
I
the
wanted to be
research.
validated.
It says, yes, bubble gum is stickier than regular gum because of its hydrophobic polymers, which repel water and don't dissolve in saliva.
Okay.
Wow.
I did science over my life.
Impressive. And PSA, people, just throw your gum away. For the love of society, put it in a trash can.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? We got a
There
weird
have-
takeover.
How many
here.
times have you ever not thrown your gum away? Honest. Let's come clean.
Like a full spit on the ground?
Not or anything. Throwing it out a car window or having to get rid of gum and not going. You can swallow the gum.
I can tell you right now, my number is incalculable.
So
Really?
it's you.
It's you.
My number is,
I can tell you, but I don't even
Incalculable.
remember doing it.
but it's only one place, one area.
Okay, where's that?
It's out a car window,
Uh-huh.
specifically when turning at an intersection with gravel.
On the outside that you can throw it into.
Yeah.
I've done that. Big important question though, because someone out there, the truth is yes to this question. Have you stuck it under a desk?
Never.
Never.
I've
never.
never done that.
I've
no.
never done. Anybody over there in Deuce?
Like
Papa
even when you were
Josh.
a kid. Oh,
There's
Papa
no way.
Josh,
Oh,
definitely.
There's no way you didn't stick it under a desk, Papa Josh.
There might be some under this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Falcon, have you ever stuck gum under a desk?
never. No,
no,
he
you're
wouldn't.
too young for that. That's an old man's game. All right, so gum was Mike's pick. Jason, you got back-to-back picks.
All right. Well, I'm going to take something that is made to be sticky. It is glue. Glue
Okay.
is the
Yeah.
sticky substance.
That was the item I was thinking Mike
Oh.
at number
Oh,
one.
really?
Glue,
Okay.
I thought would.
Real pander bear
I
over
know,
here.
man. The
This
people
guy.
are going to love it.
I mean,
Glue in
people
Fortnite.
don't use honey to conjoin items.
Right.
They do use glue to stick items together. That's why I think it's a very powerful steal at number 3.
Yes. Well, thank you. And then there's something. There's a couple here I like more, but I think they will come back to me or have a chance. So I'm gonna take syrup. Syrup is like
okay.
it's the honey of breakfast. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like syrup bottles are sticky, and I'm telling you, man. My youngest has no idea how to eat with syrup. I've never seen.
In their defense, it is very difficult.
I mean, unless I make him like eat it on the floor like a dog over a bowl. There's no way he's not getting that all over him.
You still got a problem with it?
Oh yeah. I'm sure when he's 40, he will
Not
have
be
no
able
idea
to. Okay.
how to eat with syrup.
Syrup was pretty high on my list as well. Mike, you have gum on your roster. What are you going with next?
All right, so let's see. Yeah, so
Got one pick I hope slips through to me. I don't know if that helps you or hurts you.
I think that is inconsequential. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take toothpaste. Toothpaste. You haven't had toothpaste on your counter?
Now, hold on. Originally, no, we're just looking at you with
all
some
right.
thoughtfulness.
Okay.
And I was originally, I don't really put that in the sticky category right away, but then I'm remembering, especially the kind of toothpaste they had as a kid. It's like the blue. The
electric neon
the
blue.
neon blue.
Yeah.
That was some sticky stuff.
And just, I mean, imagine, the same thing about a bottle of honey, where once it's on there, it's sticky forever. Now, you can be neater with your toothpaste, but once it's starting to get on the top of there, it's a big problem. And if you have never cleaned your children's vanity, then maybe you don't know how sticky toothpaste is, but that thing is a menace.
It's weird because like when I questioned the pick, I don't feel like it is sticky because use it every day. You put it in your mouth and it's
right.
not sticky. It doesn't feel sticky in those moments. And then it does not become sticky when left on the counter. It becomes cement.
Sometimes it
You know
becomes
what I mean?
powdery
Like,
and cementish.
Yeah, I mean it
Honey
becomes
stays
part
sticky.
of the counter.
If it's a small enough amount, yes, but not the amount that my children managed to leave
Okay.
on the bathroom sink.
Unexpected, but it is sticky, which we're drafting. All right. Interesting. Okay, my next two picks are going to be All right, I know one of them right out of the gate, and you can pronounce it however you want, but it's going to be caramel.
Caramel.
It's going to be caramel. Caramel's stickier than caramel.
Caramel is stickier than
Yeah,
caramel.
it's caramel.
Are you a caramel guy?
No, of course not.
I don't
Neither
know.
of you are?
I don't know.
You think I'm a caramel guy?
I wouldn't. The producers, I wouldn't put it past Jason to be a caramel.
I bet in fine restaurants he's a caramel guy. Can I have a bunch? Yep.
Yeah.
No.
That's the look of a man who
just-
ordered some. Can I have five fine caramels at the local bistro?
I would feel so beyond awkward. Even saying the word caramel, I feel like I'm saying that wrong.
What's your new favorite thing to eat lately?
caramel?
No.
No,
What did you
no,
order
no.
on our trip?
Fancy boy.
What did I pay $90 for? 15 grams of it.
Oh yeah. Yummy.
How do you pronounce that?
Why can't I think of the word? I can't. I literally
Oh, I'm
caviar.
not helping.
Oh,
There,
caviar.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, you're not
Yeah.
caramel's not above you,
I think the Venn diagram of people who eat caviar and say caramel, it's pretty much just a
You
complete
will-
circle.
I wonder on my brand, if I were to tweet out like, how do you think I say this word? Like caramel or caramel.
Right.
I think most people would put me in the caramel box.
You think you're?
I think so.
You think people look at you and they think you're a regular
Al, can
old
you get this
Midtown
poll?
American
Can you get
guy?
this poll up almost immediately so we know by the end of the show?
We can do that.
All right.
It's caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
it's
so
caramel.
look, that's
your pick.
that's the stickiest
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the candies.
Sure.
I mean, that is it's a good pick. And then
He just said his pick was good. He's like,
Great
that was
work.
That was a good pick.
I don't know if it's the stickiest of the candies.
it's the best pick. A lot of people are talking about this pick. All right. I don't know if it is the best pick, but a lot of people are telling me it's best. My third pick, man, will that make it through to me? No, I'm just going to go with it now. No, I'm going to save it. All right, my pick is jelly and jam. Jelly and jam.
Okay.
No preserves, huh?
I mean, you know what I'm talking about here. That's also the container that's super sticky, where if you put a little too much on, you're going to have sticky fingers. I'm going with jelly jam.
All right. So
Jelly jam.
You have honey, caramel, jelly jams. So I have gum, toothpaste, and obviously we're not talking right out the can, but soda pop Once soda pop has started to do its drying, Jason's face. Were you gonna go with soda pop?
I was really hoping that soda on the floor
Yeah.
was available for me because there's nothing stickier on the planet.
I had considered just drafting a movie theater floor.
Sure.
Because but that's soda.
Yeah.
That's when you're.
That's what makes it sticky.
When you're going through the movie theater, that's because soda is all over the ground, and it's amazing how sticky it becomes.
Wow. That means I gotta go back to my list. I was like ready.
You had the clothes.
Oh, I was ready, but soda on the floor is like you can't get it clean either. You can't do it. Mop it up. Wait, I just mopped and I'm still.
No, you clean the floor and then you take the step and it's still on the bottom of your shoe and you put it back on the floor.
Yeah.
You just throw those shoes away too. We're throwing away a lot of shoes today. All right, so
2 picks to you, Jason.
2 picks. I know one of them because I was prepared for soda on the floor. And
we do have an official Spitballers poll up, which says, how do you think Jason FFL pronounces the word caramel?
4 votes in. We're sitting 50-50.
So we'll let you know. We'll let
Okay,
you know how
all
it
right.
goes, Jason. You've got a couple of picks.
Um.
I'm voting right now.
Okay, so you're trying to skew the vote.
What?
All right.
We would never.
I'm gonna take a toddler's hands. Dude, I've never. I mean,
That's a good pick.
dude, toddler's hands.
You
hands.
are correct.
They are always sticky. It's unbelievable. I
Yeah.
mean, we're dads of 3. We've
Yeah.
gone through those phases, and it's just like you disgusting little monsters. I love them to death.
Which is funny because, like, at a certain age, they also need you to hold their hand across
Oh,
the
yeah.
street.
Oh, yeah.
And you are like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
My hand is so dirty now.
So gross.
Because they eat and they lick
Yeah.
and they
Oh.
put them in their mouth and then
And
they
they
eat
play
some
with
more,
the ground, and
it all mixes together.
yeah,
It's so gross.
it's disgusting.
Okay.
All right, so toddler's hands are there.
That's a good pick.
With glue, and then I'm gonna go with something so sticky
You wouldn't even believe how sticky it is.
that it murders,
That it what?
Whoa.
that it kills.
Whoa.
I'm going to go with insect traps.
Oh.
And I don't know if you've ever had this
It kills
accidentally.
insects, right?
Yes, but if you have ever accidentally got one of these things on anything else, it's done. It's
It's
done.
over with.
It's
Yeah.
over.
If you mess up the folding of them,
Mm-hmm.
where you're because you have to, they come flat,
Right.
and then you peel the thing off, and then you fold them into the shape of the insect trap. And if you accidentally touch the top to the bottom, throw it in the garbage can.
I want to let you know a secret, Andy, that I am embarrassed about, and it is true.
What's that?
My insect guy used to drop those things off. He'd leave me these little sticky pads.
Yeah, did you not
Is-
know that's what you're supposed to do?
Wait, isn't it his job as the bug man to?
This is a
They're
couple.
like
This is a couple
bonus-
bug men ago.
They're bonus
Yeah,
traps.
bonus traps to put around. So he'd always leave a couple bonus
he could
traps.
leave the bonus traps out.
So here's the thing: he left them, unpeeled, whatever. And so for years, I would use these. I did not know that it folded up into like a little box.
You put them flat?
Come on! I just take the peel off
Your
and
poor-
left it.
Your poor toddlers
Oh, and I'm telling you, if
and your
I
dog.
got it on things all the time, man.
Oh, my
It was
gosh.
a real problem. If you stepped
Jason.
on it on accident, throw them shoes away.
You would step on these on accident.
Yes, I had no idea they folded into like a
That's
box.
a caramel, man.
And you taught me. You didn't know, but like I think it was up at the cabin. You showed me like the trap that you were putting out, and
Yeah.
it was like,
oh, you were watching me?
yeah, and I was like, oh my goodness,
Oh, did
that's
you?
how they're supposed to work, and they're excellent.
Did you look and say, "What is that thing?"
Yeah. No, actually, this is actually true. What I actually thought was, ooh, I got to buy those. And
Oh,
then-
like they're different ones?
yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't know they make them like that.
That's the expensive
And
ones.
then when I,
Jason's being constantly caught in his own traps.
oh man,
By the way-
at least 4 times.
84 votes in. 60% of people think that you say caramel.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
yeah.
I guess
40% say caramel.
I guess I'm a fancy pants.
Including Jack, who says he 100% says caramel, thinking it's fancy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least I know I'm fancy.
So, all right.
I love that we all know you're fancy and bougie, and you're like, no, I'm just a regular guy.
Well, but also on brand is like the buffoon, stupid, can't spell type of thing.
Flat insect
Exactly.
traps.
So that part of me I thought would win the caramel, But all right. I guess I got to start ordering some caramel.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just put some on a flat piece of paper and set it around the house, catch the bugs. All right. Mike, you have gum, toothpaste, and soda pop. Jason ended with glue, syrup, toddler's hands, and insect traps. Those are really good last round picks. Mike, one more for you.
I'm going to take duct tape.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, that stuff is sticky.
Duct tape is really sticky.
Yeah.
Duct
Okay.
tape.
I don't know if we've talked about it, but I don't remember. So how much of your life did you go around thinking it was duct tape?
85%.
80 to 90%.
Okay, I'm right around there too. When
In fact, it might still be.
well, there is duct tape brand now because someone figured out that everyone is dumb and it's duct tape. But in our defense, that's silly to call it duct. Like the T's run together. But anyways, if you are still one of those people thinking that it is duct tape, it's not.
D-U-C-T.
Yeah, it's,
Duct.
Yeah, which I imagine that it's taping a lot of ducts together.
Yeah, that's fair. Does a lot. All right, my final pick, I have honey, caramel, jelly, and jam, and then I've got, unfortunately, dude, I've got a lot of picks left, but I'm going to go with something that was so sticky that it was a punishment at one point in time. It was something that was done to people because it was so miserable.
Oh,
It's tar.
Oh,
yeah. You get
It's
tar and
tar.
feathered.
I mean, people were tarred and feathered.
Oh man.
And I think tar is so bad that like dinosaurs literally like, I'm just going to die in here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was the Earth's
The tar.
bug traps.
The Earth's bug traps. Tar.
The Earth's there were a lot more tar pits apparently in the old and prehistoric times. Like, I don't feel like we're running into as many tar pits these days.
No,
Are we closing them up?
like that? Quicksand
Quicksand
was supposed
was
to be
everywhere.
Quicksand was everywhere. Even when we were growing up, it was everywhere.
Yeah, it's really
I've never seen it.
No.
Yeah, we've done a lot of good work getting rid of quicksand. But tar is my final pick to go on to
Yeah,
our
that's a good
are
pick.
things that are sticky draft. Honorable mention, the one a couple of them that were good that I didn't get to pick, marshmallows,
Oh man.
which is a
Once,
Yes.
once they're melted,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
of
then,
course.
And or if you bite into them, a little saliva gets in
Sure.
there. And then sap.
Yeah,
Sap will get on your car, and there's no getting it off.
No, the sap is impossibly sticky. I've got
It's like nature, like a tree's honey is sap.
homemade
tree's
slime. And you could
Uh,
homemade slime, if you make it wrong.
If you make it wrong, it can be really sticky.
That's why I'm
Okay.
saying
Yeah, yeah,
homemade
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I promise you my house that I just moved from, that's still got some slime. You got some. It's
They're
there
gonna
forever,
find it? Yeah.
forever.
I had stamps.
Okay.
That's why I
I'm
didn't
glad
pick
you
it.
didn't pick it.
That's why I didn't
Yeah.
pick it.
No, I'm glad you did.
Busted.
And yeah, I don't know if it works. And hairspray.
Sticky.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that makes
goodness,
sense. Yeah,
hairspray is gross.
Hot wax.
Yeah.
Not that we run into that a lot.
It's sticky for hair.
But much like toothpaste, it kind of hardens.
Yep, it does.
Do you have those wax lips as a kid, the candy?
Ah,
Why did those
it was
become
so-
a thing?
Oh,
They're so gross.
I don't know, but Jason,
Yo.
we are 371 votes, and it has closed.
Oh.
It's caramel only by 52 to 48%.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
really?
Yeah.
So we got a sample
This
size.
thing might turn around.
51-49 is what I'm seeing.
51-49. We're
You're
getting
becoming
closer,
less.
closer.
Oh, no, you're up to 52. Your fancy levels are really.
But if nothing, at least half the people out there think you're a caramel man.
That's
That's got to feel
a
good.
fact now.
And the other half, they know that you would leave an insect trap wide open, open-faced
Open
insect
face.
traps.
What did we learn today?
I mean, Jason's a caramel man. No
Uh,
one's easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I liked your draft, Jay. It was pretty good.
Thanks.
Al said he loved those wax bottles that had the juice inside of them.
No.
I did.
Those
I love those were
gross.
awesome. Those were
Let's
awesome.
just chew on some wax.
Most people are against us, Jeremy, but if you want to split like a 6-pack of those later.
Gross.
I wouldn't eat them now, but as a kid, I liked them.
Oh, okay. I totally wouldn't either. Definitely.
I learned we have no idea the difference between viewpoints and perspectives.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I learned a lot about preserves today. So that'll do it for today's Spitballers episode. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for hanging out with us. Mike with the episode 300 scat next week. It's just going to be
I'm already working on
record-setting. Don't miss it.
it. You won't believe it. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.